So Sheffield Wednesday, what a season they had at the last minute, scraping survival with German manager Danny Rohl in his first professional job, getting it done. From being an assistant to head coach and now being at the Euros whilst his team is safe and sound in the Championship seems a good thing, but it's not all dandy. Sheffield Wednesday still have a job to do. As for a low Championship side, the team is paying high wages to aging players. Plus they have an owner that's not very good for the club, so today we take them over, only signing free agents. Yes, people, it's back again. No rules to this one. We're rebuilding Sheffield Wednesday using no money or transfer money, only using wages, as this is the team we have. Looking pretty decent. But will it survive a second season in the Championship? At this current moment in time, I'm thinking maybe not. Then again, the squad is full of young players, so we can have some fun here and of course make signings for free. With the budget sitting at 7 million, so we can spend that on wages, so we shouldn't have any issues there. And Danny Rohl needing to get the very best out of his side. But before we get into this video, I'm going to mention the sponsor. We are a bit into the Euros, and I know I'm not wearing a Euros kit, but this looks very nice. It is the Philippines home shirt, and this would be very, very cheap if you guys bought it on Soccer Deal Shop using code MWS10, which do cheap, affordable kits. And it would be perfect, of course, if they were doing Euros kits. Oh, wait, they do! As we need to pick a tactic. We are in the Championship, and I do want to get wingers involved, but I don't know about Season 1. Maybe tiki-taka? Or actually, no, gegenpress. I want to get a pressing team. We've got young players in here already. They should be able to do it. As when I flick the team around, this is what I'm kind of landing on. It's a 4-4-1-1, which doesn't really suit us too well at the moment because of Bannan, who's on very high wages in real life, but he is the captain of the club. But as you can see here, one of the oldest in the lineup, as there's a lot more older players than I initially expected. So you know what we've got to do? Head straight to the free agents, as Matthew Garbett looks the perfect first one. And if you want to do this in your own save, he's always available in the free agent market, so I'd suggest going and getting him, as he doesn't cost a penny and he will go straight in the team. Only 21-year-old. 10 plus years younger than Bannan. As I am going to keep Bannan in the team, just dropping back one, and Windass on the left, I didn't realise is a cam. So could we do with a left mid? You never know, but the next one, you've got to look at the free agent. You always get spawning. Who's a regen? And Grigor from Romania. If he plays like Romania from the Euros, we shouldn't have a problem. They play some very fast footballers. Into the club he comes. Will he start in the Championship? No. But maybe he could go out on loan. But we can't end it there, can we? We still need one more. And to try and get a safety, Alejandro Zendejas or Zendejas, a left footer. So we can switch him to left mid. He can replace Windass, and he will be our best player as the man from the USA joins the club, fist bumping Barry Bannan, who we might kick out the team soon if we have to change formation. As there's the 3 players we brought in, very happy with all 3. But this man I'm gonna loan, as fittingly enough, Leighton Orient wanted him, leaving us with Patterson on the bench and this team Season 1. As all we need from Season 1 is survival with this team, and I do not like the morale at all here. Don't tell me it's bad news. Don't tell me it's bad news. 46 points. We finished on the same as Sunderland, but Season 1 of free agents, I must be rusty with this series because we're going down. Very embarrassing, as there's the FA Cup. We've got the Carabao coming up. Of course we're not in them. And not in the playoffs, which I would have loved to squeeze into. We need to ignore the top right team, the rival Sheffield United, as it seemed our lone players, which I didn't know we had that many of, didn't do the job, and they will be leaving us. As any decent news from permanent, right? Zendejas has done pretty well. Same with Josh Windass getting 5. And our lone boy, Grigore, has gone to 68, playing in the 3rd tier of England, which he will be staying in. As yes, people, down a division, which might have been helpful to us, because this is our permanent squad. A lot of players last year was loanies, but you might notice no Bannan, no Windass, no Delgado at right back, as they were all released, leaving us a very thin squad. We've held on to 2 of the big hitters, though, in Zendejas and Bernard, who I want to build this team around, and of course, Grigor. And I expected more from Garbett, but we can try and get it out of him, as we need to act very good this season. And yes, 18 million, just expect us to have always high budgets, because we released a lot of players and didn't spend much apart from wages, and we've already done wages this year, which means we had a lot, as we need a lot, starting with probably some fullbacks, a goalkeeper, and maybe another midfielder, as even our bench is bare, as we're going to sign someone who was in the Championship last season, Jan Luis from Norwich. Or of course he's ex-Norwich now, and he's a very capable left back, probably too good for this level, as he's in a Sheffield Wednesday kit, which I've got to say as well, I don't mind much at all. It is a little bit messy, as Hugo Oliveira, the right back through the door, as we continue our spending spree, or non-spending spree, just player gathering spree, I guess. As I've just been looking, and I know we have quite a few strikers, Cadamarteri, I don't think I've said that right. Pretty decent, this lad, so I'm gonna get him out on loan, as I have another striker that could do wonders at this level, and that is Danny Ings, somehow released from West Ham and a Premier League club. Hasn't took the gamble on him, so he's dropping 2 leagues down to come and join Danny Rohl, who he's somehow got faith in, despite getting relegated. As you've got to admire it. As this next one you've got to admire, Timo Horn, who once was a brilliant shot stopper, as the German giant now joins another German here at Sheffield Wednesday. And I'm fed up of saying all G's. But I'm not fed up of signings, as the final one, Sebastian Ernst, another German who comes for that centre mid slot. As I have gone ahead and changed the formation up slightly to fit Ings and Grigor, who should score a lot of goals for us. And if you want to see how that team performed this season, we are at the end of the season, but I've got a plea to do. We are trying to hit 30,000 subscribers before the Euros ends, the biggest milestone we're ever going for. So if you could subscribe to the channel down below, it would mean the world to me. Especially when Grimsby have got relegated from the 3rd division. To be fair, they're up here, but now they're going down again. But whereas Sheffield Wednesday, let's focus on the task at hand and not the club that I love, as Wednesday are going up. A brilliant title win, as we will flick straight onto the cup, as Stoke City in the FA Cup final against Burnley as well. Bit shocking that, as Manchester City win the Carabao, and the Bristol Street Motors is won by Reading. As this is how our team looks, not much game time for Masaba, which is disappointing, because he's a very decent, talented youngster. But then again, Gassama on the bench, who is 3 years younger than him, is the man who's got played. He might be our left mid next season. As you can see, our best player at the club, Alejandro Zendejas, followed by Gianluigi. And the 2-striker gamble was amazing, with Ings and Grigori scoring bucket loads. And with relegation season 1, I feel like we've got a lot of catching up to do. I had faith in promotion last year as 32 smackaroons. That's a lot of money to spend, but the first thing I've actually noticed, I've been playing this the wrong way round. Garbett is right-footed, and Ernst is left, but I don't think Ernst earned his place in the team, if that joke was any good or not. I don't know, and maybe Danny Ings could could go. He did score a lot of goals, but his rating is deteriorating. And yes, I have made up a lot of words there, as I am going to get some coaches. But first of all, I'm going to change to counter-attack, just because I fear another relegation. Although we are going to go mental with the money again, we've got to play with safety. And we've got all our coaches in and a load on midfield, as the midfielder we're about to sign may blow your mind for the championship, with German signing German again, İlkay Gündoğan. I mean, he's been in England before, but never this low down. As is it a kick in the teeth for realism? Well, yes, but also no. He's 34, he's German, link with the manager, and he's just gonna go down. But he's gonna replace Ernst, and we need to get more players than just Gündoğan in this team. As like I said, we are making up for lost ground in our relegation season, as Filip Benkovic, I believe he's been at Bristol before, or Leicester, or both, but a 27-year-old 75 rated joining in his prime in the championship. But he's not the only defender. Of course, I'm not risking another bad defense as Facundo Moura. He jumps in, and he is older than Oliveira, but it gives us two good right backs and a solid defense for this season. Also gives us a roughly younger team, not many over the age of 30 as the next one to be replaced. I do hate to admit, but Gassama, he definitely will have his place in the squad still, but if we can get a higher player, we're plus 70 everywhere. And that is why we're going to end by signing this man up, Adrian Mazilu, who I had to just look up in person, as the online world is saying he's a Brighton youngster. He's only 19 years old. And why have they let him go? I mean, their loss is our gain. We have really fueled this team up for a brilliant season back. Maybe a top half finish? As on second thoughts, how can we not be pushing for promotion? You can see as well, wow! Zendejas, wow! 84 rated with a brilliant team around him. Yes, there's some little decreases, especially in Danny Ings. But good signs, good signs. We've even got our goalkeeper going up. Timo Horn at 33. Goalkeepers do last longer. And goal scoring wise, ooh, Danny Ings getting 13 and Grigor only getting 11. Not a big fan of that, as oh my days, it's not relegation. Actually, it's far from it. But 17th in the championship, not what we wanted at all. We have to step it up next year. I thought we'd be heading for promotion. Danny Rohl, in real life, get off punditry duty. You've got a lot to do at Sheffield Wednesday here. It is not looking good. As you just saw the FA Cup final, Liverpool have won the Carabao, and the Championship playoff teams are the ones you see. I mean, come on, İlkay Gündoğan. You've got to step it up because we want to be there next year ourselves. Not the playoffs, but in some kind of promotion talk, as 41 million is enough to pay contracts to get us out the championship. As where did it go wrong last season? I mean, our defense looks solid, but we must have conceded goals. So maybe we do look there again. Maybe we replace Garbett, who has been a bit garbage. And the strikers, Danny Ings, he would be 60 rated this season. Even if he scored 30 goals, I am sure of it, as we need a younger striker. And Tyrique Arconte, 22-year-old from France and already higher rated than Danny Ings. So he could be a hidden gem. Not proven like the big man, but hey, he's coming across for his first stint in England, and I hope it does work out for him, for his sake and for our sake, as the next one is a Belgian, Lint Ador, and his name just sounds like chocolate. I don't know, maybe I'm actually being stupid, but Lint, Belgian chocolate, it all kinds of adds up. But hopefully he doesn't melt under pressure as the 22-year-old, maybe not in the team straight away from the start. But with Gündoğan surely, like Danny Ings, to go down, we did need a replacement as Carlos Dominguez, a brilliant centre-half who I believe come from Celta Vigo before being released. And again, I don't know why he's been released, but this man suits us as he can go straight in the squad and he's a left-footed centre-back, so we'll move him to the left side. Sorry to Deshaun Bernard, as speaking of the left side, finally we have changed Zandeas to a left mid. No change in his rating, but 85 in the championship. We've got to go for promotion this year, or he'll leave. As come on, tell me we're up there with the team looking like that. Look at it, it's spotless, apart from Garb at the cam, who I'm thinking about knocking back, making a centre mid and putting a door straight in. It does warrant an opportunity. And no, I haven't ignored the fact Zendejas is injured. 6 weeks without an American. Don't be playoffs, because if we're in the playoffs, then we're without him. As you can see, Romania rocking the Sheffield Wednesday team with Gregor and Manzilu. Them two are best players, as I've been told about a Romania save. I may get onto that soon. As you can see, not below 17th, which we couldn't afford anyway this year, as, oh, it's playoffs without Zandeas. This could be risky. Yeah, we just finished in there. Oh, to be fair, we were 4 points off the rival Sheffield United. We've got to join them in the Prem. Can't have them in front of us, as Manchester United have got Liverpool, Carabao Cup. It's always bloody City. And Championship playoffs, we play Middlesbrough with Sunderland and Coventry awaiting. Not bad. I'll try not speak too soon, though, as we'll leave it to just replace him automatically. 3-2. Still another leg to go, though. As don't lose it now, lads. We have come too far. It had to go to extra time, but Jan Lewis wins the game for us. The Greek god has been great since he arrived here in Sheffield. As you can see, Sunderland in the final, of course, at Wembley Stadium, as we traded a lot of experience for a younger team. But will it pay off? Yes, it will. A brilliant trophy to get before Season 5 here in the Premier League, where we should have been straight away. Or not straight away, but we shouldn't have been to League 1, as 95 million for Danny Rohl to spend only on wages should be quite easy, especially when we get scouting, as this is the team as it is. It's probably a 20th to 16th place side at the moment. Definitely would say it's in fear of relegation. It's like West Ham United squad, and we've got our own Dimitri Payet. The special one, Zendejas, he should carry us back, of course, from recovering over the summer with his injury, and I am going to block offers for him. He is going nowhere. You are staying at Sheffield, as we've only got 22 players, so a lot to sign. As we've got to try and stay in this division, and getting a lot of strikers may be good. He's not high rated, but Beto, who was at Everton, may be very useful, but then, oh, Humberto Correa, 21, Spanish, 75 rated. I'm gonna opt for him instead. So 2 regen strikers at the club, and I didn't go for Beto because he might take some of his game time. And with regens, of course, you want to grow them, so play them, as there's a lot of regens I've scouted, but I don't want that many. I want some real players as well, as I am shocked and stunned he's been let go from Barca, but Fermin, the youngster at Sheffield Wednesday, ex-Barca player Gundogan next to him, Spanish striker in front of him. Could it be more perfect? For the player, probably not, but for the team, we can always improve. As Aske Anderson, he's wearing a helmet as a goalkeeper, so you know he's going to be good. He's not a Pedacek regen, of course, but he may be brilliant. Comfortably gets his place on the bench just for now, because Timo Horn will start going down. He is now 34, the German. But one German who isn't 34, he's 24, and a centre-back, our final signing we'll make, Sadiq Fofana. Now he's going to have to grow rapidly, because he's got Rodriguez as company, Benkovic, and even Deshaun Bernard, who's still here. Squad depth. We have squad depth. That's what I'm trying to say. As a win in our last month, does that keep this team in the Premier League? Wow, Zendejas left mid, now 90 rated. Will be hard to keep hold of him, as, oh my days, we have not finished below 13th, which I would say is outstanding. Will we be in playoffs or not playoffs? I was on about Europe. Definitely not. I'm dreaming an 11th place finish, which is still brilliant for us as the FA Cup not gone ahead and Carabao Cup United 4-2 over Chelsea, but not that bad at all from a struggling team, of course, and we didn't even spend that much money. You can see 91 million. As if this wasn't free agents, I will be begging to spend that. Zendejas is actually 30. Didn't realise he was that old. But Firmin's only 25. He's gone up +4. Mazulu to 83. He's only 22. As the top scorer wasn't actually Mazulu, which I had a feeling it would be. For some reason, it's Gregor, the other Romanian, who we've had from the start, alongside, of course, Zendejas and Correa, Humberto, going to an 80. I've got to say, it has been brilliant signing regens, but it's time we switch this around. Not using regens this time. Free changes with Adore, Fofana and Anderson, the helmet warrior, back into our goal. I am going to trust him, but does he finish us higher than 11th in the Premier League at 75 rated? I don't know, as I'm definitely looking at replacing our left back, Gianluigi. Good stint, but he is 32 years old. A lot of defenders aging actually, as 117 million. This teaches me for future saves. I need to try save money, because the money saving we've done, of course, if we could buy players, would definitely allow us to probably go straight into Europe. Again though, if we could sign players. As the first one, we are going to sign a free agent on day one who's definitely going to get swooped up. If we don't go in for him, a very versatile Cornelius who has a 50 million market evaluation. A brilliant addition, as we'll shake hands on him, and look at that blonde hair. Them two look like superheroes. As speaking of superheroes, we're looking for more of them, as Giorgio Cittadini, he could be a central defender to join the long list of already current defenders, but he is 80 rated. Then again, 26. So maybe a bit into his prime already at only 80, as we need to ready up more. We're going for a right back next. Then maybe a midfielder, as I know it's another regen, but with one Dutch fullback, definitely comes another. Dan Bakker, the free agent who is, I think, was it 82 rated? And a Dutchman at right back? Maybe a Frimpong regen, but this man needs no introduction. Leon Goretzka. From Gundogan to Goretzka. We did have the money, so I threw it all at him, as he's here at Wednesday to join up with Danny Rohl, who has the challenge now of not letting him go down, because if he doesn't go down low rated, that's a fantastic team. As the only player I'm worried about, but we are at the end of the season, is Aske with his helmet, but he is 81 rated, so he's gone up a little bit. Who is our best at the club? Zendejas 93. Firmin 88. Okay, and Bakker 87. Manzilu 87. We are getting the growth, especially out of this youngster, who has a shout to be a centre-back, and out of our strikers, Correa 85, Grigore 87. If that isn't a sign to sign the regen that is a free agent at the start of the savey start, then do it. Trust me, you won't regret it, as we aren't in 11th this season. We are going to be top of the Premier League. Okay, I didn't expect to be top of the Premier League. 84 points, not many to win it on, as we'll carry on and just try and let that sink in there, as Wolves, Man United, FA Cup final, Carabao Cup final, Arsenal on penalties. But yeah, I cannot believe we've just done that, as that's the Champions League final. Milan and Paris, a bit of a throwback. Milan reaching the final, but how? How do we actually deep that we've done that? Look at the bench players that we have. Benkovic, the only one over 80 rated on there, but I guess our first team is pretty damn solid. As I can't believe we've just gone ahead and done that, but the Community Shield is cementing that it's not a dream. We've just won the Premier League in about 5 or 6 seasons, with Sheffield Wednesday getting us a huge budget of 2, 3, 4 million. And it shows, whatever side you are, you can do it with free agents, as we do need to strengthen the bench. But I'd like to do it a certain way, by dragging some of these players, like maybe the centre-backs, onto the bench and strengthening even further, because we don't stop at the Premier League. We have to win the UCL. Yes, the UCL, as Bremer, 32-year-old from Juventus. He has to come in if we stand any chance of going far, as Goretzka may be the replacement. But another thing that I've noticed, look how thin our squad is. Only 19 players. And to be fair, they're all quite high rated, apart from Gundogan and Timo Horn. Yeah, apart from that, all over the rating of 75. But we need to replace Gundogan because he's on our bench currently. But after taking a look, it doesn't look like there's any good players. The best potential is Ian Grant of Scotland, but being a Champions League team now, he's probably not the best option. Same with Bohinen, who's 30 years old, leaving Hamza Yigit Akman, who, let's be honest, isn't great himself, but has to be our only option. But I guess we've got to trust him, and he won't go into the team, so welcome Akman. He's not as good as our winger backup, who, don't get me wrong, isn't good himself, but Marco Richter, he's come from Germany at a 75 overall. And I don't need to worry about Akman, really, when I'm checking it, because Alder's at the side of him. He's going to play more often, unless there's an injury, and I am sat here with an 81 rated goalkeeper and over 200 million in the bank, which, yes, is painful, especially being in the Champions League, but I do fancy our chances in the group that we've been given. As can we go to the final in our first season? Well, with the team that you're staring at, I wouldn't put it past them. Yes, an 81 Goretzka now. Still, he's experienced, in Anderson with a 91 Firmin. Safe to say, I didn't expect that from him. Zendejas on the way down, though. 92. Still, of course, he's very high, but not what he once was, as Grigore 90 rated. Did he get most goals? Of course he did in this team. Romanian delight, as wow, Manchester United. Are they going to get relegated? It's happened before in a save. Same with Chelsea, not Liverpool, who were down in 12th, as we didn't win the league. A very low margin, as we don't win the Community Shield, Emirates FA Cup, Tottenham in a final. Whoever's in charge now definitely has them winning trophies, but not the Carabao Cup, which goes to Leeds United. Congratulations, Leeds, as we, like I said, did top our Champions League group, so can we bring it home into the knockout rounds, where we lost straight away, and Betis, who finished second, actually beat Chelsea 4-2. So out straight away as soon as we got out of the group, and actually Real Betis did make the final. So no luck in the Champions League last season, but 2 first and second place Prem finishers. Not too bad, as the money, I've just done contracts, but almost is touching 300 million for Sheffield Wednesday, which seems unthinkable under the current regime of, is it Chansiri? Not doing too well for the club, as we look very well. We have lost a player on the bench, though, in the striker, meaning we have an instant position to fix, and also we do need a midfielder. Lint has stepped in, the chocolate named man, of course, but we need another one because Goretzka unfortunately did retire, and same with Gundogan, but of course he was very low rated. As a replacement could be Haidara, a man I believe was scouted by Manchester United just a little bit ago, but now he's pretty old. And plus, we've got to think, will an 83 rated be able to accelerate us in the Champions League? When Goretzka obviously didn't, but he is welcome through the door. We will keep on looking and look for a backup striker, which I believe I've just found, but we will have to act quick if this is the case for him to stay back up Tammy Abraham. He is 32, but he's a 6'5" option from the bench, although he will probably go down in rating. But that is an issue with only signing free agents. It's the old players that get released for being too old. And actually more than just old. You can see Haidara's pace is only 66. The players are getting slower. Benkovic 65 pace. Bremer's actually kept it up, but his overall rating's going down. And we need to keep on improving, or just improve with one backup man. Now Richter 72 rated, in comes Allende. He goes to the bench to complete it like that. I mean, I'm putting Murray in the reserves despite being a fullback, and trusting two centre-backs on the bench and Horn as a backup, as our main team definitely looks good enough. And good enough for what? We know, of course, we've got to go again in the Champions League and get past the round of 16. As please tell me we're better this season. Come on, as Everton and West Ham both relegated. Shock move, but yes, we are checking the Premier League first, as it's another second place. 10 defeats, so City probably warranted that one as the FA Cup. Wolves and Arsenal checking through the cups to start off with, as Chelsea 2-0 victors over Crystal Palace in the Carabao. All the C's, as this time we did win our group again, going unbeaten, but the round of 16. We won it finally against Wolfsburg to go on to the quarters against Atleti. And then the semi-finals, which we beat Barcelona in. Bayern beat Bayer, so that means in the final, Bayern versus Wednesday. The German manager goes back to Germany. As did he coach Bayern Munich? I don't mean be the manager. I don't know if he did or not, but this is the team we've got there with. We've got a downgraded Bremer, but he's still done the business as captain. And that's probably due to all the players he's got around him. A lot of 90 rateds in the team. The best one being Firmin, joint with the Grigor, who was our first or second signing. 28, the Romanian, and he's had some career. Of course, we sent him to Leyton Orient, but it's the Romanians doing the business. 92 rated for Mazilu, 91 for Baka, who could have been a centre-back in this save, but we didn't bother switching him. We've been 4-4-2 with Grigor and Correa. Our other regen being 91 rated. With these two up front, we have to beat Bayern. As it's blue against red, England versus Germany. Can we get the win? As it's at Schalke's stadium. I mean, they are another blue and white team, but it is us travelling to Germany. Sure, it's a rival of Dortmund or Munich's. I don't know. I'm just focused on this move, really. Mazilu getting us up the field. But yeah, Bayern Munich staying in country, and I feel like that's a bit unfair. As a ball onto Haidara, who's played against Munich before. With Leipzig, of course, as this is a good start to the game. A horrific tackle, but our left back, he is on the overlap and looking for a ball through the middle. Almost finding a ball through the middle, but keeping the ball into Fermin Lopez. Skipping past defenders, and Fermin Lopez can't get it past the Georgian Mamashvili. His name's a mouthful, and he's playing quite well in the Euros, as that's a failed switch across the field from them. And a chip from our fullback into Mazilu, the Romanian. If he could find the other Romanian in the box, he's peeling off a little bit. It's over the top into Zenhandez to the keeper, who isn't troubled at all, really. And they tried to come at us. It is slow from Bremer, but a brilliant tackle to send us back on the counter-attack. If someone actually made a move, which Mazilu now does. Can't get past his man, though, and the ball back to Bayern Munich. A ball through the middle. The keeper off his line. Late off his line, but off his line indeed is the helmet shot stopper, as now Grigor needs a ball. He can't have anyone to pass to, so he's going to go back in the middle to Correa. Correa to try and thread the defender or shred the defender with the ball across. Absolutely no one there, which looked like the last move and was the last move. If we can just get our forwards movement better, we should be in for a bucket of goals, because we have kept the ball very well. I don't know if they're playing 5 at the back and that is actually stopping us. Palini are actually going to Bayern. Always rumoured in real life, and he's kind of through right here. A save from our Dane. Not good movement from our midfield. Not a good clearance from us as well. Bayern Munich getting into this game a little bit. Baka, though. Ball falls to him. And now it's into Mazilu, who cuts inside and does well because he's got a bit of a run for himself right here. No one in front of him making a decent move. So we will use the fullback backer who's going all the way to the byline into Correa. He's missed. He's missed again. And this time it's in from our Americans. And Deas on the wing, drifting inside to finish what was a very complicated move, or looked a complicated move, because our forwards couldn't finish it, or Correa couldn't finish it, so we relied on our main man. Yes, he might be 33, but he's got that attacking prowess about him, as look at the passing. We do seem a bit more confident. Firmin beating the man to the ball, and he could put Gregor through here, who's not going to go himself, and instead waste the ball. And Correa couldn't even get on the end of it, so that's another chance wasted, as oh dear, don't let Bayern get past us. The left back, Cornelis working very well, as that is a good pass inside, and this could be a break. Gregor to beat Antonio Silva, the youngster from Portugal, who is playing at the Euros, and it slipped past the keeper for 2-0 Wednesday. 2 Season 1 signings are on the score sheet today in the Champions League final, as that's as easy as goals come. A pass into the bottom bins, as the whistle should go any moment, and yes, that goal cemented a trophy, a Champions League for Sheffield Wednesday, who could not sign any players during this save. So I believe Bremer's the captain. He is. The big man will be lifting the white and blue ribbons, the second best combination of all, behind black and white, of course, as you definitely know that. And if you didn't know, there is plenty more rebuilds like this on the channel. Click right here to see another video, or check the channel if you want a free agent one. And who should I do it with next time?